First of all, World Capital Market is the parent company for WCM777, and they have offices around the world, mainly in the US and Asia, as you see on your screen here today. And World Capital Market, WCM, is a private bank, again, all around the world, lending money, billions of dollars, to huge corporations around the world, which is very exciting. Now, here's some new exciting news as well. What has just recently happened is the company WCM World Capital Market has opened up a brand new office, part of WCM 777 in Hong Kong. Some pictures here for you to take a look at. There's the escalator going up to their floor, and here's the lobby area. So you can see this is a very high class facility there. And we're excited for the growth of the company and that we could play such a role in this growth. Just to give you some pictures. Now, what's going on with World Capital Market, WCM, along with WCM 777, is they have around 700 firms that they work with. And it provides funding, portfolio management. Here's just a few of the companies that are working with, in conjunction with WCM. And also, they're going to be part of that portfolio management. They're taking care of their operation through funding and others. And you see some big names here. One of the names we're going to focus on in this presentation is Siemens, and that's because of the products. But now let's get to the leadership of the company. Founder of WCM is Dr. Phil Ming Zhu, president of World Capital Market. Now, he's taken 8 companies public, which is a big deal for his age, and one of them sold for $400 million. See, that's a leader, and I've always been taught to follow someone that you can learn from and someone that has great leadership skills, and we can all improve in that area, that's for sure. He has a master's degree in USC and a graduate of Harvard Business School. Now, the CEO of WCM 777 is Tiger Ji Lu, and Tiger has a master's degree in computer science from USC, also a pretty good marketer for at least the past 10 years. And he was an executive officer at 2 USA-based companies. Now, this is pretty big. I worked in the federal government, and in fact, I work right next to this building. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services awarded Tiger the Presidential Champion Award Gold, and that's for the social services that he does. And this is huge. You put these two powerhouses together, and what does that do? That creates an amazing opportunity for all of us. And you're going to see in this presentation. Now, a little bit more of the team. Here's their headquarters in Los Angeles with Juha Shin, who happens to be on today's webinar. We're going to hear from him a little bit later on, and that's with Tiger, CEO Tiger Ji Lu. Then we also have Steve Huntsman, Executive Vice President of WCM 777. We may have him on at the very end. He's trying to get on today for the Q&A session that we do at the very end. And these are some great leaders. And I've looked and reviewed the leadership team of the entire company. I call it like the A-team of international business. This is another big deal. In the center of this picture, you see Mary Sue, who represents California 55th Assembly District, awarding WCM 777 Certificate of Recognition. Again, another big deal. Now getting on to the 777, the 777. And we're going to talk about each one of these separately. The first 7 is for the 7 products, World Cloud Media, brought to us by Siemens, which is one of the largest companies in the world. Great to partner up with somebody like that. Then for the agents, which is the affiliates, there are 7 ways for us to be compensated. And the third one, services. We can get paid and work this program 7 days a week. So there's a lot going on here that we need to cover. Let's start off with the products with Cloud Media, and that's World Cloud Media, brought to us by Siemens. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with cloud technology, you're hooked up to these servers out there, and these are multi-servers that process things in just seconds. What's happening is you're turning your computer into a supercomputer. You can store unlimited data, and there's quite a bit more. So let's take a look at what that more is right now. And we're going to talk about the 7 products so you get an idea. Now, the products that you purchase are based on the packages that we'll get to very soon. Here is that World Cloud Media 7. Starting off with the unlimited space. That's for all of us to use, the unlimited space. And I will tell you my personal story. It saved my company I had during the day. I kept everything on an external hard drive. And 3 days after I uploaded everything to my space, my external hard drive crashed. It would have put me out of business. So I have a strong testimonial for that. Then for those of you who want to listen to music, there's a music station. And there also, some of us are going to get a books library, depending on the package you have. How about videos and movies? All of that's here for you on the World Cloud Media 7. Also, a social media network will be available just like Facebook. And I know a lot of you are on Facebook. And those of you into games, maybe your kids, maybe you as well, there's games, and there's going to be something called WCM Lucky Cloud, where we can win all kinds of prizes. And that's exciting, not just having the products, the compensation with a great company. We can win some things, which is great. And that website is WCM7.com, www.WCM7.com. Now, I want to show you my back office on the cloud, or I should say the product that I have. I crossed out my company name, but you can see these are the files that are there. I log into my cloud technology, and I can store things in folders. We can share folders. We can share pictures. There's music. There's a calendar. So many things that you can do with this. It's great for families that do want to share the pictures with each other. You can do that. And just here's another look as you open up one of the folders. So this is, again, WCM7.com to get to that. And if you're with the program, that's something you want to get and register for right after you sign up and get going. Another service that's out there right now that was recently started is Customer Service Network. And that's almost like a Facebook. Here's some of the leaders of the company. And you just sign up for it. It's free for everybody to sign up. All you need to do is go to www.WCM777.me. Take a look at what we've got here. There's videos, there's blogs, all kinds of stuff. You can market your business there, events calendar, a lot of good things. So take a close look at that. Now, what I'm very excited about, and we're going to touch on this quite a bit, is the Kingdom Card. There is no other program in the world like the Kingdom Card, and you have the opportunity to partake in this card as well as what it's going to bring to us in the future. So it's resource sharing, interest sharing, financial currency, which is really huge, and everything that you see on your screen here. Now, the websites we're giving out right now, because it helps you get started and work with the card. The first one is a back office for the affiliates, and that's WCM777.com, where your news and information is, and that's where we have a lot of our funds, our commission, and that's going to tie up with the Kingdom Card site at www.1and300.net, and that's where you would go to register for your card. Now, how about this card? What is it all about? We're going to touch on that in the next two slides. First of all, there's international transfer, or internal transfer rather, at no cost, and this card can be used at the marketplace to purchase huge discounts. And also, there's some merchants that will be promoting this card. We're going to touch on that on the next slide. But I'm sure you're familiar, a lot of you that are in the States, Walmart, Macy's, Best Buy, Target, just to name a few. I cannot fit them all on this slide. And the place or the site for the marketplace is 1and300.com. Now, that's under construction right now, but you may want to take a look to get an idea to see what's coming. And it's an exciting site out there. Now, the Kingdom Card itself, how is this all going to work? Well, it's going to help merchants and it's going to help consumers, because it's going to lock them into that consumer, because that consumer is going to offer special benefits to the cardholders, discounts, all kinds of rewards as well for this program. And the points that go into this card, it's a point system. It's their own currency. With this point system, the points can increase and grow, which helps the consumer and the merchant as well. And consumers can refill this card. Eventually, it will go into something like a credit card, and probably will be a credit card in the future. But you can put money into the card through the point system as well. And what that does, it creates more customers for these merchants that deal with, whether they're at the store or online. Now, the businesses get to promote their store or their business, whatever it may be, through the use of this card. And that's to all the members out there. Now, here's the exciting part. There's an international transaction platform here. And what it's going to do is create a new currency, a new type of currency. And that's an international financial currency that can be used all around the world. Doesn't matter where you're at. And that is something that excites me because we all know what's happening with different currencies and values throughout the world. This is going to bring everybody together. And the vision behind this is just amazing. Now that you've seen that, we're going to go into a little bit about the program and how to get started. There are packages. There are 5 packages. The first one is a junior distributor at $399. You're going to get 1 year of the WCM space, that cloud space, and the music station. And there's some extras like for the raffle tickets, the gifts that they give away, and you get the platinum card. The next package is a supervisor at $799. The extras increase, and you also get 3 years of space and music. The manager position is $11.99, and you're going to get more extras and 5 years of the space and the music. As we move up, the senior manager is $1,599, more extras, and you get a 5-year period of the space, the music station, books, libraries, and those videos. And finally, the top position here is a director, and that's $19.99. And a lot of extras. You get 5 years of all 7 cloud products, all of that for $19.99. We're going to touch on also the difference when it comes to the compensation plan. Now, as we just reviewed the pricing, I want to touch on a couple other things on this slide. Junior distributor we saw is $399. Business volume is very important to this entire presentation as we go through it. Each package has a value, and it's called a business volume. The junior distributor has a $300, what we call BV. Also, a junior distributor earns $4 a day, 6 days a week for a 100-day term. And we'll touch on this again. You have a supervisor. We already went over the numbers, what it costs. The business volume is 700 BVs at $8 a day for that 100-day term based on 6 days a week. A manager, 1,100 BVs at $12 a day. Senior manager, 1,500 BVs at $16 a day. And the director is $1,999, 1,900 BVs, $32 a day, 6 days a week for 100 days. Now, most people that I'm talking to are coming in at the director position, and you can see why. You can also get as many packages as you want. You can combine them. You can't upgrade. If you have a junior and you want a director, you get another package later on. That's all you need to do, and you can have as many packages as you want. Some people call them units inside the company. So let's get into a little more detail. There are 7 ways that we are compensated for this program. And we're just going to name them here and then get into them all. You got the global business bonus, global consumption bonus, profit points earning plan, leadership bonus, referral bonus, binary matching bonus, and the graded bonus. So we're going to explain how all this relates to your plan as well as the business volume, those BVs that you'll see will become ever so important as we go through this. There are 3 wallets in the company, and this is where the money goes. The first one is an e-wallet, and that's for our commission. And our commission is usually there the next business day. Then there's a B wallet, and there's a really good reason for a B wallet. That's where part of our income goes, which is that $16 a day or $32 a day, that daily allowance that we showed you. That's where it goes into the B wallet. Here's one of the reasons I'm looking at this is a lot of us, when we're into an opportunity, we get paid. What do? We take it out and we spend it. Well, in this program, after a 100-day term, which is based on 6 days a week, we have to repurchase to get back in. And if the money's going there, that means we need very little to repurchase. And if you use your commissions, your additional commissions that we're going to talk about, you don't have to worry about any out-of-pocket expense. But some people may have an out-of-pocket expense if they use all their commission. But what this does is it locks in a certain money of what we make. And I call it almost like an escrow account, but it's not. It's a place where we can save. And that's a good thing to have these days. Then there's the P wallet. And the P wallet is where 20% of our earnings goes, the regular commission on the other plans we're going to show you. And that could be used for the marketplace, for shopping, or future company stock. Continuing on, let's get to the 7 ways we can earn. Starting with a referral bonus, this is really simple. If you introduce somebody to this program and they get a package, you are going to get 20% of their business volume. Remember, I said that was important. You'll get 20% of that. So if it's $1,900 for a director, you're going to get $380. Out of that, 80% goes to you the very next business day, which is $304, and the remaining $76, which is the 20%, goes in your P wallet. And that's for future company stock or the marketplace for shopping. There's also a way you can earn income on different generations through the 6th generation, and that's between 1 and 3% based on the package you purchase. So a junior will get a 1%, and then the director will get 3%. Now, it's important to remember the 3%, because the next 2 slides are going to break this down, because the company pays out 3%. If a junior is getting 1%, where does the remaining 2% go? Well, that will go to maybe a supervisor, manager, senior manager, director, who's ever above them, and it could be split a number of different ways or a couple different ways. So let's break down that. It's called the graded bonus on that 3%. So people that have the higher packages obviously get the higher percentage, that 3%. On that first generation here, everybody gets 20%, so it's not on the screen. Now, on the second generation, a junior gets 1%. They always get 1%. There's a difference left over of 2%. Well, we saw in the last slide, a supervisor gets 1.5% instead of 1. So that 0.5% difference will go to the supervisor. If the next person up is a manager, what's going to happen? And this is through 6 generations. Well, we saw the last slide, a manager gets 2% and a junior gets 1. So they're going to get the 1 plus the 2, which is 3. That's a difference. Same thing for the senior manager. They get 2.5%, but if there's a junior below them, there's a difference of 1.5% that they'll capture, which is 4. Then you have a director. So if there's a junior distributor below a director, the junior distributor gets 1%. Director gets 3 from the last slide, and the total of 3 needs to be paid out. So if 1 was paid out, there's 2 left over. So they'll get the 3 that they're supposed to get plus the 2% that the junior didn't get. Now, don't worry, a lot of numbers are thrown at you here. Very simple. Let's go to the next slide, because I think that'll break it down. This is a combination of the referral and graded bonuses together. So here you are, you're in the opportunity. Let's say you come in as a director and you bring in a junior distributor. Well, that's on your first generation. You brought them in. You're going to get a 20% referral bonus. The business volume for a junior distributor is 300. You get 20% of that. Let's say the junior distributor brings in somebody on your second generation and they're a director. Well, everybody gets a 20% referral bonus no matter what package you get. So that's what a junior is going to get. And then you get your 3%, which is paid through 6 generations. So that's your second generation. Now what's going to happen is that director on your second generation brings in, let's say, another director. Okay, so watch what happens here. Generation 2 brought them in, so they're going to get the 20% referral bonus. Now that junior distributor only gets 1% for that package that they're at. So there's 2% left over because there's 3% supposed to be paid. Look what happens. You get that 2% difference as a director plus your 3% referral bonus, making it 5%. And we've just shown you 2 plans. Wait till you see what happens with the third plan, the binary matching bonus. Now, I'm going to write it out for you. You see on your screen, and we're going to get visual on the same slide to make it easy for you. A binary has a left and a right track, or sides. Now, we talked about the business volume, the BVs. Now you're seeing why it's so important. Every time you get a set on the left and the right side, a pair, like cards, you get a pair, and it's 360 BVs, you're going to earn $20 for that. It's a bonus for each set or pair that you have. Now, you can earn up to $10,000 a day per package or unit that you have. If you have 3 units, that means you can earn up to $30,000 a day through this program. So let's get visual so you kind of understand a little bit more what we're talking about. Here you are on your binary. You're on the top of your binary, and you have a left and you have a right side. That's all we've got. So you bring in a person. Let's say you bring in B. And as a director, that's 1900. Now, the person above you may bring in C. You don't have to bring them in. Somebody else above you can bring them in. You're still going to get 1900, whether you bring them in or somebody else brings them in. There you see a pair right there, 1900 on each side. Let's take a closer look. That 360 BV, each one of those pays you $20. So let's do some math up here. 1900 divided by 360 is 5 times. 5 times $20 is $100. Out of that, 20% goes into your P wallet for the marketplace and future company stock, however you want to use it. And the other $80, which is 80%, is your commission the next business day. And that's whether you bring in B or C. It doesn't matter. You're still going to get that. Now, if you really do the math, you'll find out that there's 100 left over because 360 goes into 1900 5 times, but with $100 or 100 points left over. There's no flushing here. Those points don't disappear. So if another director comes in, you'll take your 1900 plus the 100 that was left over. Now you've got 2000. It keeps building. Now, as you work this opportunity, and you don't have to, there's no sponsoring or referring required. But if you do, or if the person above you does something, it can come from anywhere, and they happen to fall under B, and there's 2 people there, guess what happens? B gets paid, and if they fall under C, and these are all directors coming in at 1900, what happens? Well, let's take a close look. B and C each are going to get 100 because they have a pair of 1900, and we already saw the math for that. But you're going to get $300. Whether you brought them in, B brought them in, C brought them in, the person that brought you in brought them in, it doesn't matter. And the reason why you get 300 because you have 3 pairs of 1900. And we take that 360 and divide it into the totals and multiply that by $20. And now here's another exciting part. People say, well, how far does this go? To infinity, until you equal $10,000 a day per package. Now, people say $10,000 per day, is that the most I can make in this opportunity? No, this is just the binary matching bonus, one of the 7 plans based on one package or one unit. If you have more, you can make quite a bit more. Let's get into the leadership bonus, and we're going to use 2 slides for this. Now, what's exciting about this is based on your binary that we just saw. And depending on the package you get, that's how many levels you're going to get of this bonus. And you can see on your screen what those amount of levels are based on the package. Let's break it down with a table because, again, visual is always easier to understand. Now, this is for everybody, whether you refer somebody or not. If somebody falls into your binary, you're going to get $6 for each person. Now, as we said, 20% goes to your P wallet, and then 80%, which is $4.80, is your commission the next business day. So if you look at this closely, a junior distributor is going to get paid through 7 levels, which is $1,574. That's the most they could get. Now, they don't have to fill the binary to get paid. Every time somebody falls in their binary, they are getting paid, whether they bring them in or not. Or if they bring in somebody that brings in another person, they're going to get that as well. Then you've got through 9 levels for the supervisor. You can see that could max out at over $6,100. For a manager, it goes down to 11 levels, which is over $24,000 if it fills. Then for the senior manager through 13 levels, which is over $98,000. And now you see why maybe some people want to get a director. Through 15 levels, almost $400,000 if it fills. Even if it doesn't, you can get them with additional levels through the 15th level. And that's a big bonus in itself. Plan number 5, 3 more to go, is the global consumption bonus. Now, what is this bonus? This is a 3x7 forced matrix. That means 3 legs, 7 levels deep. But you said, I already said there's a binary. You also get a matrix plus the binary. Now, how does this matrix work? It's everyone working together, whether you refer somebody or not. It doesn't matter. If somebody else is working it, like maybe me or another person, we bring in people, and that person falls into your matrix, you're going to get $7. 20% to your P wallet, 80% to your E wallet. You can withdraw the next day. So you can see through the 7 levels the maximum potential. And that's per package that you get. So if you have 3 packages or 4 or 5, that keeps multiplying this program or this plan you see on your screen. That's an additional $22,953 per package. That's the max you can get on this. And again, it's not what you bring in, it's what everybody brings in. This is very passive here. Now we have the global business bonus, which you pretty much already saw. That's the packages that you have purchased, and you get points for all of that. And 50% goes into your e-wallet, 50% goes into your B wallet. That's for the repurchasing, to make sure that you have that. And the amount that you receive is based on your grade. We saw the 5 grades of getting involved, and you see them on your screen. And that's what your total will be in 100 business days based on 6 days a week. Now remember, 50% goes into the B wallet, 50% goes into E wallet. I know we're covering so many plans, numbers, and different terminology, but the goal is to record this so you can go back and listen to it. The person that invited you here can get you the recording. Should be ready by tomorrow, if not tonight. So again, you can review this because we know we're throwing out numbers, terminology that you haven't seen before, and that's fine. But once you get it, you're probably not going to be able to sleep at night. Now, the last one is profit points and earning points. What is this all about? I'll tell you, I am personally very excited about this one, and we'll explain why. You have profit points that you earn, and you can also buy profit points. And their value starts off at 10 cents. Now watch what happens here. This is real passive. This is based on the entire company, the production of the entire company, all of us. And as this grows, this is also going to grow. For every 100,000 BV, that profit point increases in value by a tenth of a penny. Now you're saying 100,000 BV, that's a lot. I will tell you, some individuals themselves refer over 100,000 BV in one day. That's one person out of tens of thousands. And pretty soon that'll be 6 figures in people that are working this program. So that is going to go through so many times in one day. So what happens? When it reaches 20 cents, it splits. That one profit point you have becomes 2 at 10 cents, and it starts working its way up again. At 20 cents, it splits again to 4. Again, works its way up, splits again to 8. So you're constantly doubling your profit points, which is critical to this program. This plan just by itself is amazing, and there's 6 other ways for you to be compensated here. Now, what happens with these points? Well, 20% of the agent's bonuses will be deposited into the P wallet, and you can use that to purchase the profit points. So the main thing that we need to focus on here are the E wallet that we saw earlier and the P wallet. The P wallet is used to purchase the points, but you can also transfer money from your E wallet to the P wallet to get more points, because people like this program, and it's really based on the productivity of everybody combined, which is nice. We have another slide here to finish it off for this plan, as well as the presentation. These can be redeemed for shopping coupons to make a partial payment, as well as the e-commerce site that they have. And the partners, the merchants, are also going to have sites that you can use this on. You can also sell out a certain number of profit points. There's an auction platform for that, and you can do as many as 1 to 10% each day. Finally, the points can be exchanged for company certificates of the IPO on NASDAQ, which looks like it's going to be in 2014. The company is going to give away 50 million of these at IPO to all of us. We can also buy stock and become shareholders in the company. Very unique. This opportunity, to me, I've been marketing for over 35 years. I've never seen anything like it. To me, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'm busy. I own a business during the day. But I tell you, take the time to do this and learn it. Because the more you learn it, the better success you're going to have with this program. And it's so exciting. Here's a quick disclosure. WCM777 is legally registered in the United States, with the headquarters for the U.S. in the Los Angeles area, the city of industry. And we are responsible for our local and national laws wherever we may live. That's up to us. And then important, taxes. Yes, we do pay taxes on what we earn. It's a legitimate business. You have to. So what does that mean? If you have a social security number and you live in another country besides the United States, you need to fill out a W-9. If you have a social security number and you live in the United States, you fill out a W-9 too. So what we're saying here is if you have a social security number anywhere in the world, doesn't matter where you live, you need to get a W-9, and you do that with a Kingdom card at 1-300.net. 1-300.net. You get that. Now, if you're from another country and you don't have a social security card or a security number, you fill out a W-8 form for your taxes in your country. Okay, so it's a W-9 if you have a social security number wherever you live, and a W-8 if you don't. The company asked me to make sure we all know about that, so we do it right. We can't get paid until we fill out our W-9 and W-8. We can't withdraw the money. So make sure you do that. That's at 1-300.net. To get the Kingdom card is pretty simple.